is Frank and his best man Craig. Here we are in Santoso Resort. Beautiful surroundings for a wedding. Friends and family are gathered. And here's beautiful Penelope, DeMeglio.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. For the purpose of becoming man and wife? Yes.
Yes.
Before you are joined in matrimony, it is my duty to remind you of the solemn and binding character of the vows you are about to make. Marriage, according to law, is the union of one man and one woman voluntarily entered into for life to the exclusion of all others. I'm quite sure this must have been drafted by lawyers. It simply means one man, one wife, and nothing else. Do you, Frank Joseph DeMeglio, take this woman, Penelope Chan Li-Ching, to be your wedded wife, to live together in the legal estate of matrimony?
Yes, I do.
Will you love her, honor, and keep her, comfort her, in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be faithful to her, so long as you both shall live?
With all my heart.
How romantic. So Penelope, you've got to match that. But double dosage is always better. Do you, Penelope Chan Li-Ching, take this man, Frank Joseph DeMeglio, to be your wedded husband, to live together in the legal estate of matrimony?
Yes, I do.
Will you love him, comfort him, honor and keep him in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be faithful to him, so long as you both shall live?
Yes, I do.
This is just a facade of nothing with him. She's very serious. You can see it in her eyes. Right, ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to have the exchange of rings. But if Frank and Penelope are very romantic and passionate, they might want to recite some verses of poetry from William Shakespeare or Wordsworth or Khalil Gibran or Rabindranath Tagore. But I did have a chat with Frank. He told me he'd rather do it in the privacy of his matrimonial bed. So I think we are all going to be deprived of that opportunity and their rare talents in poetry and romance. But who knows, get them sloshed with some champagne for the next 1 hour. They might go wild and act silly, So that's a challenge. Unless, of course, Frank, you change your mind, you want to say something right now.
It's okay.
He says he wants, but it'll take 1 hour, so he doesn't want to deprive you of it, etc. So we'll have it a bit later. Penny, how about you? She says she'll follow her husband. Okay. So Robert, do we have or have you forgotten the rings? Oh, yeah, they are. Fine. The intelligent ones without hair, We anticipated all the world's problems and we did it at once. That looks like a perfect fit. Okay. And I take it, Penny, you're going to reciprocate? Yes. Please. Frank is has been training hard to keep himself fit and make sure the ring fits.
I'll stay there.
And stay there. Yeah. Then you can put on a bit of weight, they won't come out. That's a perfect fit. Fine. All that. Okay, Mr. Frank Joseph DeMeglio and Miss Penelope Chan Lei Ching, as both of you have given your consent before me to live together in matrimony and have solemnly promised each other to do so, I now pronounce you as man and wife. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. and Mrs. Frank Joseph DeMeglio. You may kiss the bride. This might take 5 to 10 minutes, so relax. Ladies and gentlemen, under the Women's Charter which governs marriages in Singapore, notice the word is Women's Charter. The priority is women. We men are just appendages to just propagate the species one of these days. So it is my duty under the Women's Charter to present the marriage certificate, not to the groom but to the bride. And Penelope has undertaken that she will make photocopies, about 10 copies, and pass it on to Frank. Congratulations, Frank. Okay. I think it's great. Sit down. Just a few words on behalf of Frank and Penelope, the parents, relatives, and good friends of theirs. Marriage is always a wonderful thing. It is probably one of the greatest institutions in life. This is a union of two people. It is not just two persons, but also the families and relatives of the groom and the bride. And it's also a beautiful mixture of culture, different races getting together, and at the end of the day, we are all humans. It's one human race. And marriage, like most other important things in life, you need to focus and concentrate and spend a lot of quality time on it. Just like when we're young, you try and study hard and do well and go on to higher education, perhaps to university, masters, PhD, etc. And working life too, we try. And marriage, I think there must be marriage time for both of you. Spend as much as time as possible together, and it must be quality time. And I think some senior people here might say, after a couple of years, sometimes marriage will be taken for granted. So never do that. Try and focus, and try if possible have at least one day in a week to go and have marriage time and be romantic. And not the other 6 days you shouldn't. And be by yourself and be happy. And I think a lot of times these things do matter. And if you have anything nice to say in the course of marriage, say it, exaggerate, white lies won't hurt. And if you have something not so pleasant to say, and if that happens during marriage, and never believe that marriage is heavenly all the time. So when there's something not so pleasant, words can be very scathing. It is sometimes more hurtful than physical form of disagreement. So when you do have something unpleasant to say, think hard, count to 10, walk away, and come back with a bouquet of roses. And that applies to a bride too. And if inclined to do have children, I think it's wonderful having children.
3 months away.
What I meant was have more than one. And it's a great facet, it's a new facet in life, but at the same time they can be the worst rascals in town, but overall it's worth it. And I think they give you a bit of bonding and cementing of the marriage too, and it's wonderful. And after all, it's a duty as human beings and Homo sapiens to propagate the species, right? If not, the ants will take over. So on that note, I wish all of you the very best. Enjoy yourselves, and once again, let's congratulate this lovely couple in the usual way.
All right. Woo!
Thank you to the two witnesses. All the best. Let's enjoy.